Yes, people. We are live. We are back. We are back, people. We are back. I am comfortably saying we are back, people. We beat the most informed team in the Premier League, people. Put some respect on my club's name. Put some respect on Mikel Arteta's name. Put some respect on Arsenal Football Club's name. I am telling you, ladies and gentlemen, the title hopes are alive. We are 2 points behind Liverpool Football Club. We beat Liverpool 3-1 at our house. They thought they were going to come to the Emirates and leave with all 3 points. The arrogance, the sheer confidence, the absolute ridiculous statements I had to hear all week. The Konate comparisons to Saliba. He couldn't even handle the Kai Havertz test. He couldn't even handle that. On top of that, you guys have been getting at Bukayo Saka for the last couple of weeks. You guys have been getting at Bukayo Saka for the last couple months. I have been hearing so much slander on Bukayo Saka's name. My boy, Bukayo Saka, the star boy, delivered the opening goal. Yes, it was a little bit fortunate, but he got that opening goal. Then we had a situation where it was calamitous at the back. Just before halftime, you thought we were going to lose this game. We were going to somehow mess it up. They barely had a shot. Somehow they leave the half with a goal. And you know what? These things happen. We have to move on. We have to move on, kick on. Kick on, guys. Move on. Guess what? Luckily, the exact same situation happened where you had the goalkeeper and Van Dijk, Alisson and Van Dijk mess up, and miscommunication led to Gabriel Martinelli having an open goal to just tap it in and getting the second goal to put us up 2-1. And you know what? Konate being sent off with the red card meant, you know what? Pressure's off. Now we can just go and attack. We can do what we need to do. Trossard comes up, bang, 3-1. And right now, guys, I am gassed. You guys all should be probably gassed also. This is a great day. It is a wonderful day, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody feeling in the comment section? Let me know where you're watching from. Gunner Souls, how you doing, bro? How are you doing? We just passed one of the biggest tests of the season. We've now beaten Man City and Liverpool this season. People telling me Arsenal aren't in the title race. Tell me that now. Tell me that now. Tell me once again that we're going to be looked past again. Tell me that now, because us winning this game solidifies us back into this title race. Keeps Liverpool close to us, because if they would have beat us today, 8-point gap, we don't make that up. So this today was a huge statement to the league. Don't write us off. Don't undermine us. And we dominated that game. We bossed that game. There were not many moments where Liverpool looked like they were on top in that game. So I want to know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know, Gunner Souls, what you saying, bro?
Bro, we're made in Dubai, man. Let's go back there. Let's go back to Dubai, have another training session, because I don't know what happens when we return from Dubai, man. This was a sensational performance. Other than the little mishap at the back with, Saliba, Ryan, Gabriel, whoever you want to blame. Other than that, this was a sensational performance. Jorginho, man, hats off to the guy, because a lot of people wrote him off. A lot of people said he's not the guy to put in midfield, including myself. Havertz, I told you, man, about Havertz. Look, finishing, yeah, not there, but that guy done his thing, got people sent off, got people booked, was an absolute nuisance today. Other than the fact he can't finish, the guy's superb, man. The guy's a baller. And do you know what? What did I tell you about Martinelli? What happened since that video's come out when I said, move Martinelli central, bring him closer to goal, and watch what this man can do? Right? This guy is a demon. An absolute demon. This was him. This was the him performance. This is when he arrived to the scene. This guy tore that defense apart. They were shivering. They were scared. They saw a ghost today. Yeah, Martinelli was ripping them. Konate, bring it on. Trent, bring it on. Van Dijk, bring it on. Alisson, bring it on. This guy today was truly sensational. That's a 10-10 performance. That is what you call truly delivering when it matters. And today, I am going to say it, we win the title. We will win the league this season. And I'll tell you why. Because this is exactly how you respond. This is how you respond, man. I'm telling you, this is how you respond, bro. As soon as that mistake happened, every other season, that's the start of our bottle. This season, we said, fuck this. We're going to go and actually deliver. Yeah, we made the big mistake coming into the half. Yes, it was a shaky first 5 minutes after that. But, The way this team reacts to adversity, man, the way that they've dealt with it all season. This isn't. We had no right to be in a title race the way that we've capitulated and drawn a few games, lost a few games. We had no right to be in this conversation. We took Liverpool and we made them our bitches today. We said, we're playing you how we want to play you. Arteta gets credit because that is a 10-10 in-game management. Everyone questioned his decision. Everyone questioned, the Trossard and Martinelli decision. But guess what? Trossard comes on and scores the most important goal of the season. I am so gassed, man. I'm so gassed since we've come back from Dubai. I'm so gassed since this international break. We have been nearly perfect in all 3 games, man. I hope it continues. I hope we don't have a collapse. And you know what? Every single player, man to man, today was flawless. Absolutely sensational today, man. I'm gassed. I can't believe what happened today.
Listen, this is exactly what we've been asking for. We've been asking for a performance where we can gain some confidence and we can say, you know what, look at the runs that we have for the rest of the season. Look at the teams that we have to play for the rest of the season. We still have to face City away, but we've already faced Liverpool away. We've already played. We have to still play Tottenham away. It's not out of the realm of possibility that Arsenal can win this league still. That is a reality. It is a reality. It's not out of the realm of possibility. So I am not writing us off. People were too naive to write us off. But Souls, today, I think there's a lot of people we need to talk about. Not just Jorginho. Jorginho was amazing. Don't get me wrong. I thought when we made our selections, I thought Jorginho was one of the last people we were picking. I was personally, to me, we were talking about Emil Smith-Rowe or Havertz. Who knew Gabriel Jesus was going to be out?
No, I said it should be ESR, then Jorginho, then Havertz.
Bro, no Gabriel Jesus, no Tomiyasu, no Timber, no Partey. Who else? Who else was missing?
No Vieira.
No Fabio Vieira. This team has just somehow found a way. We continue to find a way. And the celebration police are going to be out trying to say, why are you celebrating? Of course, if you can't celebrate this win, when are you going to ever celebrate a win? The fuck? We beat a team that haven't lost in like 32 games outside of that one VAR decision game against Tottenham. You know, Liverpool fans told me, they said to me, if we go undefeated the rest of the season, I would consider us invincible, even though we lost to Tottenham because that game didn't count. So it's like, we're technically their first legit loss of the season. Do they have an excuse? Can they run with the excuse no Salah? No, because they were very confident even without Salah. Can they run the excuse that Darwin Núñez didn't start? To be fair, Darwin Núñez is probably one of their biggest threats, and him not starting definitely helped us. Do you think the lineup changes helped Arsenal more than Liverpool? Do you think it benefited Liverpool? It benefited Arsenal more and disturbed Liverpool more with their Szoboszlai and their Connor Bradley also unfortunately not being there because of his passing of his father and everything else. Do you think that caused a little bit of disruption to the Liverpool side? Let me know what you think.
I mean, Szoboszlai and Salah are probably the only two that I'd actually legitimately say are misses for them. Darwin Núñez on his day can be a miss, but on his day he can also be the poorest player on the pitch. So they had Gomez, who, by the way, they said locked up Saka and Martinelli in the last game that we played in the cup. They talk about Van Dijk and Alisson. They talk about Konate being better than our defenders. So the reality is that back line is pretty much what they're happy with. Then you go into midfield. The only player they're missing is Szoboszlai. So in reality, okay, fair enough, but we're missing Thomas Partey. So you can go 1-for-1 there. The only player that I'll say is a miss where you're like, okay, from team to team, they were missing Salah and we had our attackers, but in the same breath, we were missing Jesus, who's our biggest threat. So really, I can't really sit here and go injuries is the reason why they lost today. But yes, they had the bigger players missing, but at the same time, we had just as important players to our system missing as well. So I'm not going to sit here and take any excuses from them because I think at the end of the day, your squad is big enough. You've got enough players there that you've picked from. And you've got to turn up on the day, and you didn't. It's not a case of like they dominated or anything.
Let me just be fair. Let's look at their team quickly, right? You got. I'm not making excuses for Liverpool. I'm just merely saying, out of our team compared to their team, who's closer to their first team? Definitely Arsenal.
Oh no, we're close, 100%.
Yeah, so
we're missing two players.
The injuries definitely disturbed them, but they're still a good enough side to win, to compete in this game. Look at how many yellows we got. The discipline for this team to pick up all those yellows and not get sent off. Where Konate, we're going to talk about him in a second, who got sent off. Night and day. But I think let's start in chronicle order. First, when Bukayo Saka scored the goal, I said to myself before the game, Saka's going to score. He's a big game player. He always scores in these games. And I know it was kind of like a jammy goal in the sense of how we got it, because or couldn't you even say definition of a jammy goal? Would you say that's a jammy goal where it bounces off the keeper and comes directly to you? We're kind of slightly fortunate for it to fall right in the stride of Bukayo Saka, but then Bukayo Saka buries it away, 1-0. From that perspective, we deserved that goal. We were the much better side for the whole game, bro. I don't think there was a moment where Liverpool were on top of us, but this moment right here, we deserved that goal, even though Kai Havertz should have buried it. Saka putting it away was great. What do you got to say about the opening goal?
Havertz should have scored, to be honest. It doesn't really matter. But now, do you know what, man? This is where I will credit Raya in terms of his ability to just find the distribution and hit counterattacks really quickly. And the reality is, this is what I'm saying. Like, Havertz, once he gets a bit of confidence, this is what he can do. The only problem with Havertz, like I've said, is his finishing. Everything else about his game today, superb. The way that he took it on, the way that even his pacing behind was actually pretty decent today. Saka being in the right place. Look, you just got to be in the right place at the right time, take your opportunities, and that's what happened today. The only thing I will credit Havertz on, he didn't go near post. He actually took it far and actually went to the far side of the goal, because if he hadn't done that, Saka would never have the rebound. And that's what I mean today, man. Like, I mean, it's a fortress goal. I wouldn't say jammy is probably somewhat the right word, but it's fortunate. But you need them in these games, man. You need a bit of luck to go your way, and that's exactly what happened.
Okay.
But I think you know who deserves credit though? Raya deserves a massive credit for this goal.
Raya has been doing that a lot lately, where he's kickstarting the attack from the back fast, very fast, pushing the game forward, pushing the game quick. Now, before we go to the second goal, I'm just going to quickly talk about some standout performers in the first half. I thought Martinelli in the first half had them on toast for majority of that first half. Martinelli had that whole side on toast. Everybody on that side was on toast. Martinelli had their way with them for majority of that first half. It's just a goal didn't come from him in that first half. But yeah, what did you think about Martinelli in that first half?
Hey, I asked questions, he delivered. You know, all season we have said that this doesn't look like the Martinelli we know. This looks like, you know, an off-form Martinelli. And today he turned up. Today, you know what it is? When players turn up when you absolutely need them against teams like this, people said Konate will body him. People said Trent will handle him. People said Van Dijk will have him. He said bring them all on. The guy took he at least in 1 point took each and every single one of them on. And that goal that he scored, I know we're going to get into it, so I won't go into it now, but Martinelli, this was a him performance. This was, sensational. Like I said, 10-10.
Let's before we get into the Martinelli goal, let's quickly just talk about the shambles, that goal that we conceded before halftime. What on earth was going on? The miscommunication from Raya and Saliba really cost us at that moment. And by the way, Liverpool scored a goal without even having a shot on target the entirety of the game. That goal should have never happened. In that situation, I need Saliba to take control and to say kick it out, or Raya to say, I'm going to come get it, don't touch it. One or the other. Because I think both of them were trying to see who would tell what to do what, and it led to that us conceding that silly goal to make it 1-1. And at halftime, I was fuming. I was beside myself. I was so angry at William Saliba and Raya for that situation. But people were saying, "Oh, it's on Saliba, it's on Raya." No, it's on both of them. They both have to be better at communicating with each other in these kind of situations. You cannot concede goals like that. The goal that we conceded was sloppy. And you know what? We're going to get on to Liverpool's goal conceded, but what do you have to think about this, man?
I'm going to be honest, I'm slightly on the side of it's more Raya's fault than Saliba's, because even if you don't communicate like verbally, you can see Saliba's shielding a player. What's the logical thing to do? Raya needed to come and claim that ball. It's in your box, you claim it. But also what I will say, Saliba should have just cleared it. But that's why I'm saying Raya is probably more culpable for this goal, in my opinion, than Saliba, but they're both to blame and both have a part to play in this goal. Gabriel's just unfortunate because he was in the wrong place. If he hadn't been there, it wouldn't have been a goal. But again, man, it's one of those ones where you can blame whoever you want to blame. But for me, like I've played more defensive midfield as well. if I'm shielding a player, I expect someone to come and clear it for me. And I'd expect, especially my keeper, if he's rushing out anyway, to at least come and claim it. Don't do this half-arsed thing. So that's just my opinion on it. I'd say, if anything, however you want to swing it, it's like it is a 50-50 in a way, or you can go 55-45, but both are culpable. Both are better than this. And do you know what? We move on. It is what it is.
At that point, you were as upset as I was, or you're just kind of like, it happens, you're trying to move on?
Bro, I'll be honest with you. I would have got cancelled if I say the things I said. I was cussing these players so much. Like, yo, my head was on I was like, how, man? How do you dominate a game this much? Not let them have a shot on target, not even let them sniff a goal, and then you can see this. I can understand, you know, when you get ripped apart, you get ripped open, and it's a good goal, you can kind of take them here and go, fair play in it. But when it's a goal like this, you're like, what the hell's wrong with them? Do they play past the bozo before a game? Like, who's going to have the bozo moment? Is it going to be Zinchenko today? Is it going to be Saliba? Is it going to be Gabriel? Is it going to be Ben White? Or is it going to be Brian? It's like they take turns. Is it like a raffle that they pick out a name out of a hat and go, okay, he's going to make the mistake today? Because I can't remember it last time we've had a game of this magnitude and we've not made a mistake.
Their mistake was not as bad as the next mistake we're going to talk about in a second. But people, do me a favor, hit that like button right now. It's absolutely free. And if you're an Arsenal fan and you're not happy today, I don't know when you're going to ever be happy. So hit that like button right now. It's absolutely free. And of course, do check out the title sponsor, SofaScore. The link is in the description. It's the best football app out there right now to know anything about what's going on across the world of football. And of course, don't go anywhere, because after this video, we're going to be live again, once again at 8 o'clock to do a show. But yeah, let's see what some of the people in the comments are saying, because there's a lot of people in the comment section. Big up to everyone in the comments. Let me know what your talking points are in the comment section, as I will go through the comments as much as I can. What a game, Egal. Yes, Arsenal will still bottle it as always do. None of that negativity right now. Big up. Arsenal are not in the title race, as my guy. We are in the title race, but you're just salty because we just beat your ass. Arteta outclassed Klopp. Woo! Did Arteta outclass Klopp today? I think he might have. Because Liverpool never really had a moment where they're on top. Is it fair to say Arteta outclassed Klopp today? Because I think that's fair. I think that's a fair analysis based on the fact that Arteta pretty much had his team. You know what? Klopp did make 3 changes, and that still didn't swing the game into their fortune. So when you think about it, every change Klopp made, we had a solution for it. And we're going to get into Jorginho and talk about individual players in a second. But Arteta deserves a lot of credit today. No question about it. A lot of people won't give it to him. But today, Arteta outclassed Klopp. Are you willing to say that?
100%. I mean, this was like I said, tactically, personnel, everything was bang on today. Jorginho, a lot of people, like I said, wrote off. When you look at the substitution, like no one wanted to see Havertz up top. Let's be absolutely real about that. And that worked out as well. When you look at his substitution, when you look at his in-game management today, bringing Kiwior on, for example, look at Klopp making mistakes where he took Trent off, brought on, who did he bring on now? He brought on Robertson to kind of shore up the back line. That didn't really help them or swing them in their favour. And that's the reality of it today. Like everything Klopp didn't work. He brought Thiago on, took a defender off. That didn't help them either. Like everything he tried doing just kept backfiring, because we had answers for everything that was going to happen on the game as well. They couldn't get control of this game. They didn't have a period where I felt like they were going to dominate us or they took over the game, and that I was very nervous. Other than the goal annoyed me, but I wasn't concerned that we can't win this game. Even after halftime, when the game started up again, I said, yeah, we're going to win this. And that's the reality of the situation today. Arteta got it. I'd actually say it was pretty much as perfect as you can get it.
Arteta has outclassed Klopp today, and understand that this season he has beaten Pep Guardiola and Klopp this season. Can we start putting some respect on my manager?
He's beaten Pep twice. He's beaten Klopp, and now let's see if he can do it for the second time. We drew at Anfield as well, so it's not a case of Klopp hasn't been able to beat Arteta. Or did we lose at Anfield? Or I can't remember now.
So he beat Klopp and Pep twice this season. That's crazy. Arteta has definitely arrived. I think Arteta,
and he drew at Anfield. So it's like Klopp hasn't been able to beat Arteta this season. Pep hasn't beaten Arteta this season. So let's see what happens when when it comes to the Etihad as well. can he go undefeated against these managers? That would be insane if he does. Because he's only got one more. Etihad is it. After that, he's undefeated against them.
Interesting. So Arteta is technically no, but we lost in the FA Cup, so that's what people are going to say.
Oh yeah,
okay. Let's go to we'll come back to that. Big up to you for noticing the trim. I appreciate it. Yeah, man. I haven't cut my hair in a long time, so I'm like, I need to cut that hair. I look like a caveman yesterday. If you guys look at any of the pictures, big up everyone in the comment section. By the way, let's go to this comment, this post, this part of the post right now. What on earth were they doing? What were they doing, bro? What were they doing? I've never seen Alisson and Van Dijk lose composure like that in the middle of a game where they both mess up. They had two defenders in the same area. They collided into each other, and Gabriel Martinelli, the ball just dropped right in his feet. Bang, slots it away. And you know the funny thing is, we were complaining about Jota all week, saying Jota's a problem for us. Jota always scores against us. Jota always does this. Jota always does that. But Martinelli has a really good goal record versus Liverpool. He really has a good goal record versus Liverpool. He scores a lot of goals versus Liverpool. Big up to you, Jin, for the comment. I appreciate it. That's a crazy name, though. Jin, you do know that means devil. And then we got Jacob in the house. Don't disrespect my team. 100%. Perfect result for City fans, of course. Havertz and Jorginho played well. We're going to get onto that comment. I'll save that comment for a second. Martinelli was on it today. Talk to me, bro. Should we really not be looking at this picture and just be looking at Martinelli? Because I think the fact that the goal was kind of jammy, his goal was jammy, people are going to say, oh, it wasn't a good goal, but he deserved that goal. He deserved
if anyone says it's a jammy goal, they're an idiot. They're blind or they've watched it on the radio. Because Martinelli, right, what he did, that's how you body Van Dijk. Did you see the way man bodied him, went shoulder to shoulder and bodied him into a mistake? Let's not rewrite what actually happened. Van Dijk was bullied, was absolutely bodied, fam. Let's not do this, where we wanna give them it's a mistake. Nah. Man thought he was hench, fam. Man thought he was strong. Martinelli said, nah, I'm from Brazil, fam. I am from the Favelas. You are not gonna beat me in this. Bodied him, and then guess what? Only one looking at the ball. Even Alisson Becker, man. Put respect on my keeper's name, putting him in the combined 11. What is man doing? Where is he going, brother? Where's the ball? Do you want to kick him in the balls or something, fam? Are you looking at the wrong ones? And then Martinelli, open goal, easy as you like it. That's how we do it, man. We make football look easy. And Martinelli today made this look easy. He made them look like semi-pro players, fam. Absolutely on strings. Simple as you like. And that's why I'm not gonna allow anyone to say it's a jammy goal, it's a lucky goal, because if they do, I'm taking them to Specsavers myself. Because what are you watching?
All I have to say is I love Gabriel Martinelli. I love this kid. This kid, Gabriel Martinelli, is amazing in the sense that he doesn't give up. He keeps going. He has an engine on him. And you know what? Maybe because he was tiring, we had to slightly take him off. And Arteta's substitutions today, I'll give it to him. Arteta made some great substitutions today. But Gabriel Martinelli, guys, he is an engine that just doesn't stop. And he had a poor start to the season, but now he's starting to pick it up. If we can get Gabriel Martinelli firing and Bukayo Saka firing for the remaining run of the season, boys and girls, we could find ourselves really high up this table. And Martinelli is just that extra bit of quality that we have up top. You said this, Souls, and I agree with you. Martinelli closer to goal is a bigger threat. Out wide as a touchline winger never works. We need to have him as close as possible to that goal. And that's what we did today. The tactic today worked perfectly. And if Martinelli can find himself in those positions and he's going to be an outlet for the team for majority of the game, I think Jorginho has to play every game because Jorginho was a big part of this. Jorginho was, and I don't think people give Jorginho enough credit at Arsenal because of the fact that he came from Chelsea, because of the fact that people just kind of hate on him. But today, the midfield pivot was Declan Rice, Jorginho, and Odegaard ahead of them. I think somebody said it earlier. I need to highlight this. Man of the match for them was Jorginho. I'm not going to go there yet. I'm not going to talk about man of the match yet, but Jorginho definitely deserves a lot of credit. This pivot today was good. And yesterday we were speaking about potential midfields. Is this the midfield for the foreseeable future, or is this just for certain games?
Do you know what? Like, I think for certain games, this definitely helps. I mean, Jorginho has this ability to, sort of have these line-breaking passes that Thomas Partey has. But the problem with Jorginho is he doesn't have the legs. Now, that's where the difference comes in. But Jorginho, if you're looking at this squad as overhaul, like, the best person to replace a Partey right now is Jorginho. And look at the line-breaking passes, the way he was able to get people in behind. This guy dictates tempo. And you know what? He's a perfect complementary partner to Declan Rice. And that's the way that it works for me, because Declan Rice, he does lack in certain areas in terms of picking those passes out, in terms of opening up defenses. And that today, for me, I think Jorginho showed Odegaard how to play make. I'm not even going to lie. Like, this was a sensational playmaking performance. Even defensively, Jorginho today was on point. He made sure that Zinchenko didn't make a mistake. He made sure Martinelli had the freedom to be able to do what he needed to do. I was a bit surprised, actually, how advanced Jorginho actually ended up playing. But for me, I think this has got to be the 3, at least for the big games. But I can understand against like low block teams where you want to play the likes of Trossard or an ESR or someone who's a bit more techy and a bit more forward thinking. That's fair enough. But I think in the big games like your Man Cities, the Spurs game that's coming up, in those kind of games, yeah, Jorginho's perfect.
This might be Arsenal's best midfield pivot available at this moment.
Available, yeah, 100%.
Because you're not going to play. Would you say ESR gets anywhere near that? Havertz get anywhere near those performances?
In certain games, I would prefer them. But when it comes to games like this, even West Ham, I'd keep this 3. I wouldn't change this. Probably wouldn't change this lineup unless Jesus is available.
Today's team might be the best midfield 3 that we have.
Yeah, available. Yeah, I mean, if Partey's fit, then I would say Partey. But availability-wise, yeah.
I'm just gonna say, you know what? They're really good today. Appreciation to them. They deserve it. Appreciation to these two, but Jorginho more, because we expect that from Rice at this point. It's just we didn't see that kind of stuff from Jorginho. The whole season.
Do you know what it is? I think because of what he did against Spurs, people are more like unforgiving, and like every little thing that Jorginho does is amplified. But the reality is Jorginho's always been this good, but it's just certain things, like you say, the bias because he came from Chelsea, because of the mistake against Spurs. You know, people don't really rate him. But even when we look at last season at the business end, he was one of the players that actually stood out and tried to make things happen.
It's just, what is it about Jorginho that people don't like? Is it just because that game, really?
No, I don't think it's just that game, but I think it's the element of, he's ex-Chelsea, he's not got the legs, he's not a Thomas Partey, he doesn't have that. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, for me, I think he's a great option to have in the squad, and I'm kind of glad that, from what I've read, we're looking to keep him on for another year. We're triggering the extension, which I think is a brilliant idea to do, because he's still got it in him. He's not one of those players who needs pace, but he's a superb technically on the ball and offers us a lot.
Yeah, you know what? We'll keep it moving from there. Let's go to the next topic that I wanted to discuss. These two. Do you feel like today that besides that error, they were spotless? I don't know about you.
Yeah. Other than that error, like, there was nothing else that was concerning. That error, that goal that we conceded was just stupid. I didn't really understand that goal at all. Like, it made no sense how we conceded it. But other than that, like, for example, in the first sort of, 4 or 5 minutes, Jota was in behind. We handled that well as well. There was moments where Luis Diaz was in, Ben White played well in there. Like, I don't think defensively, other than the goal conceded, I have any faults or problems with it. Set pieces we handled, any counter-attack transitions, we handled them well. And they did their thing, man. They bossed it. Like I said, the only bitter taste, I guess, left in your mouth is a clean sheet, because we should have kept a clean sheet today.
Okay, I actually found the stats for Jorginho. He had the most touches, he had the most successful passes, most interceptions, and most possession retention. Man killed it. Man actually killed it. You got to give him so much credit. I don't think people give him enough credit. But yeah, going back to these two, Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba, can we talk about the fact that Liverpool fans all week were talking about Konate? All week.
They always do, man. They always do.
All week talking about Konate this, Konate that. And what happens? My man steal the shine. My man Konate gets a red card. Is it me, or I'm not calling Konate overrated or anything like that, but Gabriel Magalhaes is criminally underrated in this league.
Yeah, it's because, do you know what it is? Yeah, like for example, like when he first came in, he did have a few shaky moments. He had a few moments where, you know what, you're like, oh, does he have the bozo gene? I think this season he's really stepped up, and I'd say even last season we started to see the quality come through. But this season we're seeing the best of Gabriel, and I'd actually say he's our best defender, even over Saliba. I know Saliba gets the plaudits and the oh, he's the best defender in the league. I'll be honest with you, for me, Gabriel Magalhaes is the best defender in the league right now, and I say even better than Saliba.
Yeah, Declan Rice was handing the man of the match award to Jorginho today. That's who got man of the match officially. I thought it was Saliba, but they gave it to Jorginho. Talk to me about Havertz quickly. Talk to me about Havertz, because I can't really find a photo of Havertz. But Havertz today, he didn't bully the Liverpool defenders, but he gave them a lot to work with. Could Jesus or any of the other guys that we had given him that kind of work?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, Jesus definitely. I think he would have been a bit more. He would have asked more questions. But like I said, man, like Havertz, yeah, is so underrated, man. There's certain things that he does that just go under the radar because he doesn't get the finish, or he doesn't get the goal, or he doesn't necessarily get the assist. But today, like the way that he created spaces for the likes of Martinelli, Saka, you know, or one of our midfielders to come into, is why I keep saying to people he finds and occupies defenders very well. And today he asked questions of them as well. Can you take me down? Can you? And he was winning fouls. He was getting them carded. He was asking genuine questions today. And that's why I like him, man. I think he does what Arteta needs him to do to win a game. And he's not necessarily the guy that's going to stand out, but he's the guy that makes things happen. And that's the concept of football that people don't necessarily understand. It's the off-ball element of what a player can do. And Van Dijk was struggling. Konate definitely struggled. McAllister could have given a penalty away. It wasn't a perfect performance by any means, but it was enough to be there and to be counted for. He wasn't a passenger in this game, in my opinion. But that and comments like this are so naive. To occupy, what do you want him to do? We won the game, and he actually played a role in it. You can say 65 million for this. You can say the price tag. What if we now start saying 105 million pounds? I expect Rice to score every game.
Let me respond to this comment. Trossard starts that game, we don't get the opening goal. Trossard starts that game, we don't get the foul that leads up to the friggin' red cards and the yellow cards. Like, you really need to realize how many times was the ball in the air that it was like a long throw or to relieve pressure, and Kai Havertz relieved that pressure for us. Kai Havertz was an escape route. He was a route one football. Literally, if you need an option, kick it along to Havertz, and he's gonna find a way to bring it down.
We live in a YouTube highlight reel world, man. We don't live in a world of people understand football. People just want the skilly, the flair, the Ronaldinhos of the world. They don't want the practical players who actually make an impact. And that's what Havertz isn't shiny. He isn't exciting to watch. He isn't the, oh my God, look at this, I can rep Kai Havertz. He's just efficient. He's just good at what he does. And he's a nuisance. I love it. I don't care what people have to say. Because if Havertz doesn't play this game, I don't think we do what we do. It's a completely, and that's why Jesus is an upgrade on Havertz, because not only can he hold up the game and do what Havertz is doing, but he's got a bit more to it. But today, I can't fault him, man. I think Havertz was superb today.
Massive praise to Kai Havertz today. He proved his worth slightly today. Obviously, he had a part.
By the way, every big game he's played in, he's done his thing.
I don't think a lot of people are going to give him credit, though, simply because you're right. We live in a world where you need to either get the goal or you need to get the assist to be given praise.
You need to do a rainbow flick. You need to do Rabonas. You need to do all of these things, right? Because we live in a world where people are, let's be honest, not clued up on football. They just want to know the part game. the futsal. Just go watch futsal if that's what
you know why today feels so much better for me? Because going into the game, I had low expectations. So I feel like this is such a relief and such an energy off my shoulders that we've won. All week I was dreading this game. I was dreading it. So for us to win and certain people to have massive performances, it's great. Praise to Havertz today for his performance. I'm not gonna lie. Massive praise for Havertz for his performance today. Massive. But what did everyone else think? I think some people are just gonna say, "Oh, what did he do?" But you have to see his souls. If somebody asks you what did he do, what are you gonna point out? Because to me, I'm just gonna point out a lot of the hold up play and how he made certain runs to clear up different players. But what else do you think we can point out?
I mean, look, the whole first goal came from movement. It came from players in the right position at the right time, making the right decisions. Now, the only downside to the first goal is Havertz should have scored that. That shouldn't have been Saka's goal. That's where I will, kind of put my hands up and say, okay, fairs. Number two, aerially, he had a lot of questions there. So Ryan now has an outlet to aim to against the likes of Konate and Van Dijk. Don't forget, these are two physically, aerially good defenders, and Havertz held his own. Got a red card against Konate. What more do you want from that? That led to our third goal because if Konate's there, Trossard doesn't score. If you want to talk about, majority of a lot of our attacks came because of Havertz's hold-up play as well. Now, a lot of people are going to look at it because he didn't take on a defender, because he didn't do the fancy thing, he didn't do the flick-ons, he didn't do, the skills and the flair. They're not going to like what he has to offer. But for me, even if you look at someone just occupying defenders, is enough to get your wingers inside and allow them to score. Saka got a goal because of Havertz's positioning. Martinelli's goal came from a sensational counter-attack as well, but also just being determined. Havertz occupies people and takes away space and allows others to have space as well. Because if you have someone who's too deep, for example, and doesn't ask those questions and isn't physically good in the air, you don't get a lot of what we did today. And that's what I'm saying. But again, people are going to see what they want to see. If it's not in a YouTube highlight reel, they're not going to want to see it. And that's the reality of today's fan base and analysis of football.
Okay, let's go next to the substitutions Mikel Arteta made. He brought on Trossard, made a big difference. Brought on Caviar, made a big difference. Brought on a lot of these guys. Even Reece Nelson late in the game kept the pressure on Liverpool. Mikel Arteta did well today for substitutions, but what do you think about those changes, man? Is he getting better at utilizing his squad? Is he getting more trust? I feel like going out on that winter vacation break that we did has really invigorized and changed the mentality of this team. More people are getting trusted, and Mikel Arteta is now trusting his team a lot more also.
Can you see how he's varied his substitutions now? It's no longer a guaranteed 70.
Trent was injured.
Oh, is that why he got subbed off? Okay.
Yeah. Trent was injured.
I swear he gets injured every time he plays Martinelli.
Is it? Or is it just...
that even last game he got subbed off. I swear he gets subbed off every time he plays Martinelli. I can't remember a time he's actually finished the 90 minutes.
Interesting. Did he not finish the 90 minutes in the FA Cup? Well, Martinelli didn't start.
No, he came off. Gomez came on.
Interesting. That's an interesting development. But anyways, continue.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the squad, he's definitely trusting it because you're seeing it now where he's varying his substitution. Before you could guarantee it's a 75th minute substitution. He's not going to do anything earlier. Granted, the Kiwior substitution might come from a knock or a precaution for Zinchenko, but Martinelli getting subbed off before the 75th minute and bringing Trossard on. Reece Nelson got minutes today. ESR's been given minutes today. If you look at the record in the Premier League, we're one of the highest goal scorers off the bench. So he is definitely trusting players, and he's definitely gaining the trust of these players as well to make an impact, to be able to come on and actually do their job as well. And I feel like when he times them right, he's getting them right as well. Today, substitutions on point, Nottingham Forest as well. Even in previous games, his in-game management, I'd say this season, has definitely improved from what we've seen. And that's all we can ask for, is can you identify where the problem is and can you rectify it? We couldn't go gun-ho for much longer. We didn't want to go toe-to-toe for much longer. He brought someone on who can keep the ball, hold the ball, retain it. Martinelli's good at just exploding and just being chaos. And Trossard is a bit more calm, collected. He'll keep the ball, recycle the ball, get out of tight situations. And that's what helped us win. So I feel like there's a lot more logic to what he's doing with his substitutions, not just the fact he trusts them, but he's now realizing he has to use the squad. And I hope it continues. It's very early and it's very small sample size to go off, but I'm hoping that against West Ham, if things are going wrong, that he trusts them. Because don't forget, in a game like this, you know what happens. Eddie Nketiah definitely comes on, but he didn't bring him on today. Someone like a defender always comes on and makes it a 5-back. He didn't do that today. So you've got to give him credit for trusting some elements of his players.
Okay, let's just switch over to the next topic quickly. I need to know what people think about the title race now, because this is a conversation that we've been having, Souls, for about a couple of weeks now. We've been looking forward to this Liverpool game, saying that this is the game that changes everything. This game matters. And now that I'm about to show you the league table, bro, it's the first time I've looked at it. It's the first time I've looked at it for a while, and I'm really excited to see this. Arsenal and Liverpool, look at that. Look at that. We are 2 points behind Liverpool, 5 points in goal difference, the same level of goals conceded. The difference is just the goal scored. And those 3 points. Talk to me.
I mean, look, we're right in it again. We're right in it, because now that's a 2-point gap. Even if City win their game in hand, they go into 49. So, yeah, City basically go tie on points with Liverpool. I mean, we're in it. We've got to play at the Etihad so we can take points off them. This is what I said. We need to start now controlling the narrative for the league. Now it's Liverpool can't slip up. The only difficulty is none of us three can lose. Liverpool can't lose, we can't lose, and nor can City. No one can afford to drop points. And guess what? All of us got to play each other. We've got to play Man City. City have got to play Liverpool. So there's points to be taken from each. Liverpool and Anfield can take points from City. Then we play them at the Etihad. And guess what? That can become the title deciding game. And that's what we need to happen. We need to... Etihad is going to be important, and we can't lose. That's the problem right now. Is we're in a situation, I think all three are in a situation of no more dropping points. You have to win. And this has got to be an undefeated season now. And that's just the way it's panning out to being. But credit to the lads that bring it back to this and actually be back in the conversation. And legitimately, not a case of, okay, we need them to drop 5 points. This is a 1-game swing now.
Fair enough. I'm just going to say this. Arsenal Football Club need to take this moment and gain motivation from it. Looking at the table, it's great. But the reality is we need to gain motivation from the performance that we just had. The performance we just had needs to give us the motivation to believe that we can do this. The results that we dropped points against Fulham and West Ham, we need to forget about those. Arsenal's next couple of fixtures, we need to be prepared. We play West Ham again, we need to take our frustration out on them. We play Burnley, we need to destroy them. Then we start going back into the Champions League and facing teams at home like Newcastle and Brentford's. And we have Sheffield United away, who are one of the most struggling team, one of the worst teams in the league at this moment in time on their form. So Arsenal have a pretty good run. I'm not going to count my chickens yet, but we should be gaining a lot of confidence off the back of this win. This win should mean we're back, and at least until March, when we face City, we should be relatively unscathed. I know the Premier League is not that easy. I know it's not that easy to ever win games, but West Ham at home, we should away, we should win. Is that away? Yeah. West Ham away, we should win. Burnley away, we should win. Porto, we should win. Newcastle, win. Sheffield United, win. Brentford, win. Porto, win. Chelsea, win. If we can get up until the City game undefeated, there's going to be moments where Liverpool drop points. There's going to be moments where City drop points. There's going to be moments for us to capitalize. If we can go, and we have a pretty good run right now. I'm looking at this run and I'm saying to myself, this is a tangible opportunity for us to start working. So game by game, of course, you don't want to go too far ahead as I've just done, but still, it's right there in front of us, Souls. We're looking right at it. It's there for us to take. This season is not a write-off. The league is there. A 5-point gap has now turned into a 2-point gap. If we don't go on to capitalize, it's on us. And looking at Liverpool's fixtures, who do they face? They face City before we play City. So there's an opportunity for both of them to take points off each other. We're going to have games in hand over them also. Look at that. Souls, talk to me.
I mean, look, they've got a few runs coming up. They've got the EFL final coming up as well. They're still in the FA Cup, and they're still in the Europa League, which a lot of people are expecting them to win. So they could be going like to the length again with most of these cups again. So is their squad good enough, or is their squad deep enough to actually see out all of these cups as well? But look, we're back in it, man. They, like you said, Liverpool and City have got to play each other. We've got to play City. So there are still tests for both teams to drop points, and we're directly, sort of favour each other as well. Because if Liverpool City turns into a draw, it favours us. If we beat, the likes of City at the Etihad, it can favour Liverpool. So we just need to take advantage of these moments, put a run together, at least until the Man City game. And you know what? If we can go undefeated until City, the pressure's off. Because we can go into that game with a draw and go, okay, we go again. Because it's not a case of we have to win, but it can be a case of a draw will do. And then the big test after that is Spurs. So I'm not that worried, but I'm not worried. I'm more excited to see what this team can do. Have they learned their lesson from last season? And don't forget Partey to come back, Timbers to come back, Fabio Vieira to come back, Gabriel Jesus to reach full fitness. We've got players returning.
We definitely have players returning, but I'm looking at those players and I'm saying to myself, we don't need those players to win the games that are coming up. We need to.
They'll be back for Partey, for example, will be back for City game. Like a lot of these players will be back for that game.
Do you think I look at Partey as an Arsenal player anymore? I view him as if he's available, he's available. I don't really look forward to seeing Partey playing because I'm saying to myself, he's just not part of this team at this point. He's been injured for so long that I discount him when I speak about Arsenal. Yeah. I just expect him to not be part of the squad. I don't want to get my hopes up because if Bukayo Saka is available, there's a different conversation we're having every week. That's a reality, but he's not available enough for us to be speaking about him on a regular basis.
I hear you.
Is that harsh to say? I just don't want to count Thomas Partey as an Arsenal player at this moment in time. I don't want to speak about him as an Arsenal player at this moment in time, even though he is an Arsenal player. Until he shows that he can stay fit, why am I gonna annoy myself? Why am I gonna annoy myself expecting him to be back? Why am I gonna annoy myself and be like, yo, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put myself over that. I'm not going to put the stress upon myself. I'm not going to do that. You can do that. No, any other Arsenal fan can do that. I'm not belittling what Thomas Partey has done for Arsenal by saying this. I'm just saying I'm not going to stress myself with thinking when Thomas Partey comes back, because at this point, I don't expect him to come back. I believe Thomas Partey will not play another game for Arsenal this season from my perspective. And if that happens, I won't be shocked. Would you? Would you be surprised if Thomas Partey goes the rest of the season and doesn't play another game for Arsenal?
No, I don't think you're being too harsh. I understand the frustrations that fans are going through because he's not been available enough, and especially in these big games. But now for me, it's like the likes of Jorginho stepping up, the likes of, just in some degrees, like Kai Havertz has stepped up. It's like, does Thomas Partey has no right to get back into the team. He has to earn that right back into the team. So it's going to be difficult for him. I know a lot of people are going to find that harsh and like, oh, no, he's our best midfielder. If fit, you play him. But at the same time, I can't discredit like what Jorginho's done in his absence. I can't discredit what Rice has done in his absence. So at the end of the day, I feel like he's not the pillar of this team. He's not the mainstay of this team. He's just part of the squad now. And I feel like, unfortunately, we've got to see what we can get for him in the summer and actually bring someone in who's going to be more reliable of that profile.
Let's talk about this then. Mikel Arteta probably had a press conference. He had stuff to say after that game. That was an emotional game. Both teams were probably extremely excited, energized for that game, and they wanted to win that game. So, my man, Liverpool fan here saying fair play, bro. We beat you fair and square. Nothing you can say. I know. There you go. You got Liverpool fans giving us credit. Let's go to the Arsenal website. Arsenal report. we probably touched on everything that they spoke about. So they spoke about positive start that gained some rewards. Yep, definitely. We spoke about that. Intensity maintained. You know what? We never spoke about the intensity. That was good to see. Odegaard also deserves some credit because he played a lot of dangerous balls in behind. Liverpool's level, yeah, that goal that they conceded was stupid. Back in front, that was a good moment there. And what's next? Man of the match. Who's your man of the match? Who's your man of the match?
It has to be Martinelli, man. It has to be Martinelli.
Everyone in the comment section, who is your man of the match? Let me know right now. Who is your man of the match? Who do you think Arsenal should award the man of the match? You're going to give it to Martinelli? I think it's Jorginho, you know. I think they're going to give it to Jorginho.
Are you? I mean, you can do, but for me, it's Martinelli.
Let's see what the people in the comment section say. Some people say Jorginho. People in the comments, let me know. Martinelli. One more, and then we'll move on to the next topic, because we got to do the player rating still, and then we're wrapped up. Yo, man, I'm just gassed. I'm so gassed. I don't think people realize how important this game was for Arsenal. Do you think people realize that? Like, do you think rivals realize how important this game was for us?
No, I mean, they do, because everyone was saying it's a must-win for Arsenal. So I wouldn't say they discredited this game, you know, for...
they wrote us off. They wrote us off before the game even started.
I wouldn't say that.
You wouldn't say that?
Like, I don't think they wrote us off. They just put the pressure on us to win this game. And they said that under pressure, we don't do well. But this is a big statement for Arsenal if they can go win this game under the pressure that they're in, because their title hopes do lie on this game. But I wouldn't say people wrote us off, but I think more people are curious to what Arsenal would do, given that we bottled it last season. I think that's more of what their feeling is.
Okay, fair enough. There's more votes for Jorginho, so I'm going to put in Jorginho. Let's see what people have done. Yep, you see 51%. That's a massive margin for Jorginho also. That's a massive margin for Jorginho. Has the press conference come out yet? No, nothing for the press conference yet. No, nothing. That was a big win, though. Big statement win. Honestly, really enjoyed that. Really enjoyed that. This picture, I didn't even notice this picture. Did you see this picture yet? When the third goal went in, I just ran around my room. I don't see the celebrations. I don't know about you.
Oh, man, I was celebrating myself. I don't even know what happened after that goal, if something did.
Yeah, I didn't even see this picture till now. But yeah, let's go to the player ratings. Time for the player ratings. And we're going to do it a little bit different. I'm going to put up the sofa score, and then we're going to kind of go from there. So, of course, you guys know SofaScore is the title sponsor in the video, so you guys can check that out. The link is in the description. We didn't speak about Konate's red card. You want to speak on that quickly?
Well, what's that to speak of? Like what?
Do you think it was a situation where it was just like he couldn't handle the test with Konate can't be compared to Gabriel and Saliba? This whole Liverpool fans
didn't Saliba get man of the match in the 2-2 against Anfield? And this time Konate got sent off. It's like twice now this season. Konate hasn't been able to handle like the Saliba test, so I don't even compare the two. I mean, look, Konate is a very, very good defender. He's superb, but for me, Saliba's better. I feel like he's got more to his game. Konate is brilliant. Konate and Gabriel should be getting compared, really, because they're more of the same profile of type of defender. Saliba's just a Rolls Royce. Konate is a destroyer. That's just how I look at it. I don't think it's easy to compare the two.
All right. Let's go through the player ratings first. Raya, what are you saying?
6.5.
Why?
The mistake.
Yeah, the mistake was. How much do you put that on Saliba, though? None?
It's 50-50 for me. Because I feel like both should have done better, but that's why. 6.5 for me.
People in the comment section, let me know what you guys are rating these players also. And Souls, if you can get the comments up, because I'm doing so much behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Let me know what you guys are. Know what you guys are saying. So, what about Ben White? I thought Ben White was amazing,
bro. One of his best games this season, man. Like a 7.5 or an 8, I wouldn't even be mad.
Ben White was outstanding in the sense that I feel like he was everywhere. felt like he was everywhere defensively, and the shithousery is so needed. It's so needed. You need that extra little bit of shithousery, man. Like Arsenal delivered today, nobody can complain. And Ben White is one of those guys who showed up, and I'm very happy that he did what he did. Talk to me, man. What are you rating him? A 7, 8?
Yeah, I'd say 7.5 is probably the fairest. 8 is fine as well. Like you said, man, he was everywhere, overlapping today, attacking very good. He handled Diaz very well. When you look at Curtis Jones as well, none of them could do anything. That right hand side was fine. There was nothing that really came down it, and there was no threats from that side because Ben White was handling it pretty much perfectly today. So yeah, like I said, pretty much his best performance and the most like last season that I've seen him. John here saying 8 for Ben White. I think Thompson has rated it 7. So yeah, people are pretty much agreeing.
Zinchenko probably gets the lowest rating out of everybody.
Yeah, because I mean he played one half, but he was fine. I'd say 7.
7.
Yeah, he didn't do anything wrong. Oh, someone's done a super sticker. I'll shout. Do you want to shout him out, or do you want me to shout?
Yeah, big up to the guy with the super sticker. Let's see. Doc.
Oh,
yeah, Doc and Coffee. How do you pronounce that? Docs and Coffee.
Yeah, that's what it says. I'm
Pick up
guessing that.
Docs and Coffees. We'll leave this up here for a little bit. But yeah, we got people saying Zinchenko gets a 3, Zinni gets a 6, 7. What did Zinni do to get a 6 or 7, bro?
But he was good, man. He was opening up their defense. He was helping out. I think obviously he gets overshadowed because Rice and Jorginho were just that good. But I don't think Zinni did anything wrong. I'd say like a 6-7 was fine.
Okay. What about the back line? There's 2 center backs. What are we saying? Gabriel gets
Gabriel, I'm giving a 7.5, and then Saliba probably a 7 or a 6.5.
I'm giving Saliba a 6.5, 7, and Gabriel an 8. I think Gabriel Magalhaes deserves a solid rating for his performance. Even though the own goal counts towards him, I don't count it towards him.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because I mean he just literally fell on his feet and he went in. So it is what it is.
Okay. So what did you land on? 8?
For what? For Gabriel?
Yeah. What's your
Yeah, some people think 6 for Saliba. Or someone said Thompson said 9 for Gabriel. Okay, Mark saying 8 for Gabriel. Michael saying 6 for Gabriel, and then John Max has agreed. Saliba 6, Gabby 8. So yeah, I think they're on the same consensus as us.
Okay, fair enough. Let's go to Jorginho, 9.
Yeah, 100%.
Jorginho gets a ridiculous rating just because his performance deserves that.
Yeah, he was sensational today.
His performance warrants a really good rating, and I think he was really good. There's nowhere else. There's no other way to put it. What do you say?
No, he was like this. This is the Jorginho we need to see, man. Like I said, probably one of our best midfield displays this season. I'm hoping Thompson saying 10 out of 10. I wouldn't even disagree. I think him and Martinelli today were just perfection, absolutely perfection today. And the way that Jorginho ripped their defense open, defensively, going forward, just everything, man. Today was Jorginho, Martinelli's that was their game.
Okay, so you giving him an 8?
Who, Jorginho?
Yeah.
No, who said 8?
9?
Well, to be fair, I want to give 2 players 10/10s, but I know we don't do that. So yeah, he gets a 9.
Okay, he gets a 9. Rice 8, 7. What are we saying?
No, 8 is fine. 8 is fine.
8 is fine?
Yeah. I think defensively, the man was a monster today. So, yeah, I mean, Jorginho took the light off everyone in it. So, like, everyone in that defense didn't look as good. But I think Rice did a lot of good things today. So, yeah, 8 for me. Or 7.5 is fine as well.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Definitely. Rice always gets a solid 7+. So no matter what, I'm giving him a 7 minimum. But if I was to say what is the fairest rating for him, yeah, I guess that you're right. It would have to be 7.5. I would just throw him an 8 though. If we're gonna give Jorginho a 9, throw him an 8. No.
Yeah, I just think obviously with Jorginho, he was better, so he needs to have a higher rating. But Rice was superb as well today. Again, another good performance. He's just solid and reliable. That's the reality of it. Yeah, people are agreeing. John saying 8, Thompson saying 8, Michael saying Rice gets a 9 for him. Docs and Coffee with a super chat. So I don't know if you want to read it.
Let me go check that out. Big up Docs and Coffee, man. Honestly, you've been supporting the channel massively today. I really do appreciate it. He's saying Ben White is a pure swinger with that nug.
No, pure swagger.
No, I was thinking what Arteta said.
Okay.
He's a pure swagger with the nutmeg. He had to be what?
That had to be a demoralizing blow. That's the kind of stuff that makes a win even sweeter. Yeah,
definitely a demoralizing blow right there, and that is the kind of stuff that makes you win even sweatier,
sweeter.
Bro, my reading is so bad today. I'm sorry, people.
It's all good.
It's Docs and Coffee, man. I really do appreciate the super chat. What I'll tell you is Ben White doing that, but I think one thing that really
demoralizes time he's done that this season.
You know what demoralizes somebody? You know what demoralizes somebody? When somebody that they view as not as good as them in Kai Havertz gets them sent off. That is the most demoralizing thing. Because now Konate is out for 1 game. He's gonna miss their next game.
Oh yeah, so 1 game ban, yeah.
Who's gonna be their center back? Oh, Kwanzaa.
And it's against Brentford they're playing, isn't it?
Uncomfortable for Liverpool.
Well, is it Brentford next for Liverpool?
Yeah.
Ooh, that Tony. Okay, Tony's gonna have a field day.
Tony's gonna try to rip them apart, and
that's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be interesting.
They're gonna have to find a solution.
It could be Joe Gomez going center back, but yeah, I mean that's off topic though. But...
Anyways, let's get back to our ratings, man. Talk to me. What's next?
Odegaard next.
Talk to me about Odegaard.
Another solid performance. I mean, he did his thing. I don't think he did anything superb, but I wouldn't say he'd done anything bad as well. He controlled the game. There was a few moments that he did create. I will say there was one point where I do think he still shoots too late. He thinks too much in the box, and he needs to sometimes just let it rip. But other than that, I'd say like a 7.5. I don't think he was better than Rice or Jorginho, but he still did his thing. So 7.5 for me. Oh, he led the press as well.
I think he was really good even the last couple of games, and people just didn't rate him because the team didn't get the points. So I'm gonna give Odegaard what I always give him, a 7. I think he was solid, but nothing ridiculous, like out of the norm. He's been putting in good performances even when we were losing. It's just we haven't been picking up the points. I know this sounds like I'm underrating what he's doing, but I'm actually just saying this is what he's always been doing. It's just people now, we picked up the 3 points. They don't care how we did it. They want to rate everybody higher. But he's been putting in good performances for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, the chat agrees as well. Odegaard 7 from John. Michael saying Odegaard 7 as well. So, yeah, I think people agree 7 is probably the fairest one for him.
Okay, let's go to the next point. What's the next person? Bukayo Saka. What is Bukayo Saka getting?
Do you know what? It's going to sound harsh, right? But other than the goal, I don't think he did enough. And I know that may sound a bit harsh, but I'd say 7.5 for me.
Bukayo Saka is getting a 7. Bro, he literally, the whole game ran through him, no?
Nah, I disagree. It ran through Martinelli and Jorginho.
Don't you think the whole game ran through him to start the game?
Nah, I don't agree. I think more the influence came from Martinelli and Jorginho this game more than it did Saka. Like I said, other than it wasn't a terrible performance, but I just don't think he did enough in this game to really sit there and go, yeah, that's higher than a 7. I say at most I'm willing to go 7.5. But I just still don't think he had that game. But I mean, I can listen to people. But even if you look at the chat as well, John saying 6.5, Mark saying 7, Michael saying 7.5. So yeah, for me, for me, do you know what my biggest problem with Saka is? As soon as the fullback gets booked, he doesn't take him on.
Yeah, that is annoying. That is annoying because that happens a lot. I see that a lot with him. Why do you think that is?
I have no idea. At this point, I'm bewildered to why it doesn't happen. Joe Gomez got. Do you know what the annoying thing is? I actually even tweeted it. I said, Joe Gomez got a yellow card. I go, please take him on. Just for once in your life, take on a guy that's booked. Because he could have got him sent off as well. But then he just stopped taking him on. I don't get it. I really don't understand.
At this point, we have to. It might be like a psychological thing. Now that they're booked, you're just like, I don't know. Usually, you want to take them on more, but it just doesn't make sense.
No.
I'm looking at him and I'm saying that is one major negative. We need to figure out what is wrong with why is he not doing that?
Yeah, because even against Spurs, when your doggy got a yellow card, you stopped taking him on. I was like, what are you doing?
It just doesn't
Like,
make
really,
sense.
what are you doing? Like, why are you not taking these guys on? They're on a The thing is, he takes them on all game. They get booked and he stops. And I'm like, what are you like? This makes no sense. Now you take them on.
Yeah, now you're supposed to start going at them, but instead you're doing the opposite. It just does. It's illogical, 100%, bro. That don't make sense. We need to figure out why he does that. But he's not obviously. He hasn't changed. He's been doing this for a year now. It's been like this for a long time now. Bukayo Saka, because he gets a goal and he gets the opening goal in every game he contributes. I'm not going to give him less than a 7, so I'm going to give him a 7.58.
I think 7.5 is fine. I'm not. But I just think, other than the goal, he didn't do enough for a higher rating.
Other than the goal, he didn't do enough for the higher rating. So you're not giving him more than 7?
7.5. That's the max I'd got.
Okay, Havertz, what are you giving him?
Probably same 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah, 8 at most. I'd say he's 7.5 to an 8 is what I would give him. Why? What were you thinking?
No, I'm just intrigued. Because you the goal scorer, you weren't willing to give him that type of rating, but you're giving Havertz that rating. Explain the difference.
For me, I feel like the bigger problem was Havertz than Saka. I don't think Saka caused enough problems to what we know he can. And when you look at someone like Havertz, like he was taking his man on today, he was driving in. He could have won a penalty. He got the red card. He got most of their players. Sort of booked as well. He was a nuisance and he was a target. He was someone that became an outlet in this game, and that's the reason for the slightly higher rating. I'm not saying Havertz was way better than Saka, but he was slightly better, in my opinion, as a threat in this game.
You know what? I messaged one of my boys on Twitter, and he just sent me a wink emoji because we won. I was so worried going into this game. I'm just so relieved that I can't even stress to you right now how happy I am, bro. I'm just doing so much in the background because I have another show right after. But honestly, man, let me know if there's anyone in the comment section that's as gassed as I am, because Havertz, to me, he gets the same rating. Yeah, you're right. I'll give him an 8. Martinelli gets a 9 or 10. What does Martinelli get for you?
Man, I want to give him a 10, but I know we can't do that. So 9, if that's the highest we can go.
9?
Yeah. That's a 10-10 for me. That's a 10-10 performance for me, but I'll give him a 9.
You know, based on the fact that people were telling me Trent was going to pocket him, Connor Bradley was going to pocket him, and then people were telling me Konate is going to hold him down. What he did today, obviously, besides scoring a hat trick, what more could he have done? I'm gonna give him a 9. Gonna give him a 9.
Yeah.
Let's keep it fair. First substitute, KVR. Amazing substitution from KVR. Amazing substitution from KVR. When I say one of the best performances from KVR I've seen coming on as a substitute, didn't put a foot wrong, and he had the confidence to just play it around people. There was moments where he was just dinking the ball around. He was doing his thing. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, this is actually KVR's best performance. I mean, a lot of people were kind of wary of him being a left back and whether he can handle it. And when he came on, I was like, crap, okay, this could turn a bit sour. Well, now he did. He stood on business today, man. He did his thing. Absolutely, like.
No, go ahead.
Like even from like his passing today, his composure, a lot. I think that was his most improved performance and probably one of his best performances against the Liverpool side. That also he had to then handle Darwin Núñez because he was playing more to the right when he came on as well. I think he did his thing, man. I'd say like a 7.5. I think it was solid today.
Yeah. You know, one thing we need to do, we need to cook all those people. We need to cook all those people that friggin' were talking shit all week. All those people who are talking shit all week, only for us to dunk on their head tops, saying they don't believe in Arteta, they don't believe in the manager. Wallahi, it's gonna be so sweet the whole entire week because we don't play until the weekend, right?
We don't play until Saturday, I think. Or is it Sunday? No, Sunday 2:00.
It don't matter, whatever it is. I'm just gassed, bro. That's the reality. I'm hyped. I'm excited. I can't wait. And these people are going to hear they're not going to hear the end of it. They are not going to hear the end of it. I'm telling you right now, they're not going to hear the end of it. They're going to continue to hear from us. They're going to continue to hear from me. I'm just going to be on their case. Trossard, what does Trossard get? Trossard,
like 8.5. That was superb, man. That was
minimum 7 for coming in and scoring a goal, but I'm giving him a 7.5.
Yeah, that's fine.
What are you saying for Reece Nelson? Because I didn't really take him in too much. I kind of just was like, my head was gone. We're winning. I'm running around the house like crazy.
Yeah. I mean, Reece Nelson, I don't think he had enough time. I'd say like if you really want to give a rating, a 6, but I don't think he had enough time to actually do anything.
So you're not giving him a rating?
I mean, it's harsh because there was very little.
So that's a no.
But yeah, I mean, he didn't. What could he have done? Like, I mean, 7. I don't know. Like, there wasn't enough to say anything like bad or good.
Interesting. I'm not gonna lie. I agree. I don't think Reece Nelson was he on long enough. Do you think? Would you say that was long enough?
What minute? To be honest with you, I can't remember what he did. If
I remember Saka came off because he felt like he was injured or something, and then from there,
what minute he came on because I can't even remember.
Me neither, bro. Me neither.
Yeah, it was the 79th minute. I mean, there was, but it's like 10 minutes. I don't know how to judge a player in 10 minutes.
And then so with that being said, this is the final segment, guys. What do we learn from today?
We're winning the league. That's what we learned today.
What makes you say that, bro? The confidence we can gain from this game?
Confidence, bouncing back from a mistake, not giving up, being able to just rip this team apart. We lost to them in the FA Cup, but we managed to bounce back from that. And the fact that we haven't actually even got running this season, like we've been very underperforming. A lot of people was like, was it a fluke last year? Was last season a fluke? We've got players coming back. We've still got a game against City. We've got a good run of fixtures in terms of being able to put a run together. The only difficulty might come across like maybe a Newcastle, because on their day they can beat a team. West Ham away is another difficult one. If we can get past next week, I'm fairly confident we got undefeated again. Undefeated up until the City game. And then the next after City is the Spurs game. And after that, I don't think we lose a game. So I'm very confident that we don't really have like a huge amount of challenges now. A lot of them are past us. So this is it, man. I think we do it. I really believe we do it.
You know what? Part of me, when we scored the third goal, was like, it's on. Liverpool might collapse from here, and Arsenal might be the team that takes it. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I'm gonna calm down for a bit. I got 7 minutes before the next stream. We got 45 people in the chat right now. Do me a favor, hit that like button, everybody. Big up John Mack in the house saying it's nice to blend attack with control football for us. You know what? That is probably the nicest way to sum up this game. That is probably the nicest way to sum up this game. But yeah, we're going to end it on that, man. We are back, baby. We won this game. We're now back in the title race. And I will catch you guys in about 6 minutes when the rivals come on, and we're gonna have more fun. It's gonna be nice, baby. It's gonna be a nice week. Enjoy yourselves. Because I was prepared for depression, but now I'm happy. I'm gassed. Let's get it started. Souls, love for the love. Oh, we got one more comment.
Oh, he super chatted again. Jeez, okay.
Big up Docs and Coffee. What do you say? We're contenders. Let's go. Let's enjoy the quality football and the motherfucking swagger. It's our time. We can't take a loss, but we're Gunners. What do you call it? Arsene Wenger's red and white army. It's Mikel Arteta's now. But yeah, big up to Docs and Coffee for the super chats and the two super chats and the sticker. You've been supporting the channel massively today, and hopefully I can catch you at 8 o'clock. I'm going to be live in about 5 minutes. Souls, I appreciate you spending the time with me to discuss the game. I'll definitely send you some clips, hopefully, of this conversation when we're done. People, if you watch this full video, hit that like button and leave a comment down below once the video has gone fully live. And I appreciate all the love and support you guys have shown me on this channel and every other video that I'm on. So have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful day. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and that will be in about 8 minutes. So peace. Love for the love.